All right, welcome to another week of AI news. It's the second time you're seeing AI news on this channel, so if you want to see more, then definitely subscribe. And while last week was pretty slow in terms of news, then this week we have so much to cover, so let's get going. First up, this is probably the most talked about news this week. Elon Musk's Neuralink implants brain tech in human patient for the first time. If you somehow don't know what is Neuralink, then it's basically a chip looking like this, and its purpose is to talk to a computer using just your brain signals. Currently, we have no more information about the first human that received the implant, but we do know that he's or she is recovering well. That's nice. Elon then explains his goal with Neuralink, and he says, imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal. And while this news is super exciting for some people and terrifying for others, I'm looking forward to the time where I will be able to download like 6 different languages from the internet straight into my brain. So that's going to be kind of fun in the future, although slightly terrifying. Google's Bard now finally catches up to ChatGPT Plus, meaning that Bard can finally generate photos, which finally puts Bard in a place where it's a really good competitor to ChatGPT. The way it works is super straightforward, basically the same as ChatGPT Plus. You just ask it to create an image and it will output 4 different variations, as we can see here. Great. Moving on with a pretty fun news. Guns N' Roses used AI to create wild new music video called The General. We've been seeing lots and lots of artists, including Kanye, recently using AI to create music videos, and it's been really cool to see. I'm not going to play you the song, but I can show you the video. And yeah, it's looking really artistic, kind of messy, kind of strange. And people have been praising this music video, saying that, Guns N' Roses are doing today what they've always been doing, whatever the hell they want. And yeah, here you can see, for example, the singer blending in with, a cartoonish vibe. And the way they pulled off this music video was using Stable Diffusion. And as these tools will get more and more easy to use, we will be seeing a huge surge in future artists, musicians, and movies, TV shows integrating AI video generation into their work. Next up, FCC moves to outlaw AI-generated robocalls. If you're not from the US and you don't know what FCC stands for, then it's Federal Communications Commission, and so they are responsible for all things communication across the United States. This decision does make a lot of sense on paper, since, lately we've been seeing a lot more fake AI voice cloning. People have been getting calls from a fake President Biden telling them not to vote. So this new law will make it easier to charge the operators of these frauds. Scamming people is already not just highly unethical, but also illegal. So I'm not sure if in reality this new law is going to change anything, because scammers will be scammers anyways. Generally, the best way to counter this is to just educate yourself. Moving on, Microsoft and OpenAI in talks to fund Figure AI's humanoid robots. Microsoft and OpenAI are looking to invest up to $500 million in Figure AI. If you don't know what Figure is, then it's an AI robotics company building the world's first commercially viable autonomous humanoid robot. And so what this company does is they create these humanoid robots that are able to do some everyday tasks. And with this small boost of up to $500 million, it's entirely possible that within a few years you're going to be able to order one of these to your home, to your house, and it's going to be able to do chores for you. I mean, just imagine this guy making your morning coffee for you. And yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Shopify's magic AI image editor can make any product pics look professional. Shopify's e-commerce platform is adding more AI tools to go with its existing text generator for products descriptions and AI chatbots. The Shopify Magic suite of generative AI tools that launched already back in April last year is adding a media editor that brings generative image fills to its platform and conversational search powered by AI. This simply means that if you own a shop on Shopify, then you won't need to use Midjourney or Photoshop to enhance your product photos. You can do it straight from Shopify. So let's say you want to sell some nice winter boots, but you need a background for the product image. You can just ask the Shopify AI to do it for you, and it will generate a couple of different versions of that image. Shopify also adds that this lowers the barrier of entry for entrepreneurs to present their products in the best light, because not everyone has access to studios or mannequins. That makes a lot of sense. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, confirms Apple's generative AI features are coming later this year. We don't really know what this means exactly because Tim Cook hasn't said anything specific about it. All we know is that iOS 18 could be the biggest update in the operating system's history. Tim Cook mentioned generative AI several times but never got specific. But it does look like we're in for a big release this fall. Another one from Apple, they just announced more than 600 new apps built for Apple Vision Pro. These are all apps that are specifically designed to take advantage of the unique and powerful capabilities of the Apple Vision Pro. And if you're seeing this video, then it's already available. And from this video, we can really see how you can make your surroundings work for you. And it appears that you will be able to play Super Fruit Ninja in your living room, which does sound kind of fun, but it can get really messy if you're not careful. And here we have another example of how the Apple Vision Pro can enable us to experience some really cool immersive 3D environments. The Pixel 8 is getting Google's new AI search feature today, and today was a couple of days ago. Google is rolling out its Circle to Search feature to Pixel 8 phones today, bringing new ideas about how to gather information on the internet using AI. So what they're showing us here is a whole new way to search on the internet. As you can see, you can just circle an item or a part of the image you want to search for and look up on the internet, and then it will automatically do that. Another way is to squiggle it, as they say it. So you squiggle on any type of thing you want to search, and then it will do that for you. In a similar way, you can use highlighted text to search for things. It will be able to understand the images you take, so you can take an image of a food item and ask it, where can I use this food? And it will give you some options. Google brings up an example that if you see a bunch of social media posts about corn dogs and you're feeling out of the loop, you can use Circle to Search, grab the corn dog and ask in the text prompt why they're so popular right now. This honestly sounds super useful, and I can totally see how this transforms the way we use our phones in everyday life. Google releases Gen AI tools for music creation. The search giant today unveiled Music FX, an upgrade to Music LM. Music FX can create songs up to 70 seconds in length and music loops, delivering what Google claims is higher quality and faster music generation. Music FX is available in Google's AI Test Kitchen. I really wanted to test it out, but unfortunately I don't have access to it yet. It's not available in my country. But here's a random example of you what an AI generated music piece sounds like. And one of the prompts used for it was a house music song with funky beats that's danceable and uplifting with summer rooftop vibes. And it is quite spot on, you definitely get the summer rooftop vibes. But as the person who wrote this article said, it's not yet anything close to what the better DJs can do. And while this makes sense and there's still a long way to go until we reach that point, it's definitely going to create a lot of ethical arguments. The other thing they launched is TextFX, which is a lyric generation tool, and that is intended as a sort of companion to Music FX. The person who tested it out expected TextFX to be more or less automated lyrics generator, which you can already do with ChatGPT, for example, but then goes on to say that it's certainly not that. Instead, TextFX is a suite of modules designed to aid in the lyrics writing process, including a module that finds words in a category starting with a chosen letter, and a module that finds similarities between two unrelated things. What this means is it's much smarter than just an automatic lyrics generator, and it seemingly understands what a song and lyrics are supposed to be like. Next up, big changes in how we potentially use the internet in the future. Arc Search combines browser, search engine, and AI into something new and different. So what it does is it's able to browse the web for you and then make a new website that combines all the different searches and gives you the most useful information that you might need. So for example, in next week, when millions of people will go to Google and ask, what time does the Super Bowl start? With Arc Search, not only you already know what time does it start, but you also know where the game is, how to watch it, and to be sure to clear your schedule for Usher at halftime. This is really interesting as it compiles information from different websites and builds a new one for you with all that information. And so if this is going to be the way we search for things on the internet, then that's going to be a very drastic change in the marketing world, especially in SEO. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of news from Google this week. So here's another one. Google Maps is getting supercharged with generative AI, meaning they are experimenting with large language models to help users discover more places in Google Maps. And this is the example Google provides. Let's say you're visiting San Francisco and want to plan a few hours of thrifting for unique vintage finds. Just ask Maps what you're looking for, like places with a vintage vibe in San Francisco. Our AI models will analyze Maps' rich information about nearby businesses and places, along with photos, ratings, and reviews from the Maps community to give you trustworthy suggestions. While it is not that much different from just going to Google and asking the same thing, it does eliminate this unnecessary step. It also makes it look more conversational, which is something we are now slowly becoming more accustomed to, and overall it just enhances the user experience. Samsung is looking to regain ground in China as they drop Google Gemini for Baidu's AI Ernie. If you're from anywhere else other than China, then don't worry about this one because it's not going to affect you. This move from Samsung is strictly aimed towards the people in China, because it is suggested that this decision could have been made as Samsung continues to slip further down the list of preferred smartphone creators in China. So it is possible that they're just hoping that if they use a Chinese company's AI, that will make it look more appealing to the Chinese customers. Meta is releasing Code Llama 70B, which is a new, more performant version of their LLM for code generation. I don't really know what this means, but they are saying that Code Llama 70B Instruct achieves 67.8 on human eval, making it one of the highest performing open models available today, which means that it's basically just as good as GPT-4. Here's another fun one. Yelp will use AI to tell you if that burger's any good. I like that headline. Yelp's new AI review summaries will highlight a location's atmosphere, best dishes, prices, and more. Here we can see an example of it. It says retro diner well known for its classic cheeseburgers and affordable prices. It sounds similar to what companies like Amazon and Newegg are doing to summarize reviews, but Yelp's version is a bit less comprehensive as it doesn't pick out any pros and cons cited by the users. So this means it gathers all of the data from recent reviews and, then just puts out a general consensus of what people think about this restaurant. China's most valuable company pivoting to AI as gaming profits falter. Tencent is China's most valuable company. If you haven't heard about Tencent, then one of their departments, specifically gaming department, has created some of the most popular video games of all times, including PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, and League of Legends. So it's a pretty big deal. This news comes amid slumping revenues for the 25-year-old tech behemoth's gaming sector. And so as they are making less and less money with gaming, they are looking to other avenues such as AI. The CEO acknowledged that Tencent wasn't currently considered the industry leader in AI, but added that the company wasn't that far behind its competitors. We can finally follow the pace of the first-tier companies, he noted. So in the future, we can expect a lot more AI news from this company. And I've got one more for you. Robot trained to read Braille at twice the speed of humans. The robot was able to read the Braille at 315 words per minute at close to 90% accuracy. This is the speed of roughly double that of most humans can do. What's funny about this one is that the robot Braille reader was not developed as an assistive technology, and originally they were actually just looking to test the development of robot hands or prosthetics with comparable sensitivity to human fingertips. So by trying to test and experiment in one area, they accidentally discovered another really useful use case. Alright, and that is finally it for this week's news. It's getting dark outside, as you can see, so I'm gonna go. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm already looking forward to seeing what I can bring you next week. So I will see you then. Take care.